Now, you had a situation in Soho, New York. A billboard, very simple billboard. The most dangerous place in the African-American community is in the womb of the African-American mother, or some around that language.
It's in the womb, yeah.
And a little picture of a little girl. And now, the amazing thing is, this company, this billboard company, threw y'all's billboards out. Did they return your money to you?
They did return the money.
Okay.
They did return the money.
They put the billboards out. The pro-aborts go berserk. We don't want those billboards. And so this company acquiesces. I looked online. I don't know if you've looked at this, Stephen, because I hadn't talked to you about it. This same company, just a few blocks away, had a billboard showing a teenage girl naked from the waist up with kissing two teenage boys naked from the waist up, laying on a couch. And it's obviously a three-way sexual encounter between these three teenage kids. This same company took this billboard down saying that it was offending people, but left that billboard up just a few blocks away. Did you see that billboard?
No, I didn't.
You need to go look
What's
at that.
Advertising. We don't even know, do we?
Jeans, I think. But so all three of them have jeans on, but nothing on from the waist up, and they're all three kissing, laying on this sofa. But they leave that up. It's not offensive to anybody, but this billboard with this cute little black girl on it saying the most dangerous place for the African American bee is in the womb of their African American mother.
See, I would submit that other billboard is offensive. The problem is Christians don't say anything about it. We don't make our voices heard like the pro-aborts do. Right. And you're right, they are becoming vicious. In New York, when they had that public hearing in regards to the bill to shut down Chris Slattery's CPCs, they brought 5,000 people out to the hearing at the city council meeting. We need to muster that sort of strength. We've got the numbers. We've got the moral standing.
But we've ceded the battleground.
We do concede the battleground.
We cede the battleground to the other side.
We do. We concede. The Republicans are doing it in Congress. We do it in the state houses. We do it with billboards like that. Why aren't we outraged?
Right. And there's, I mean, you see this little billboard of this cute little black girl. Right. There's absolutely nothing in the world that somebody's going to look at that billboard and say, oh, that's offensive. I hate that, you know.
It was the partisans. It was the partisan pro-aborts who made the most noise, and they made threats of violence. Right. And I think that's what intimidated the billboard company to pull it down, the threat of violence from Al Sharpton's group. And so they've been good to us. Group. Right. They've been good to us.
Can you believe that?
Sure. The billboard company has been good to us, and they've allowed us to do some other things around the country. So although we were very disappointed that they did that.
But we're seeing this all over the place. We're seeing it right here now in Texas. They're trying to keep pro-lifers in Texas from putting out similar billboards to this.
Are these up somewhere, the Margaret Sanger ones?
They've been pulled down.
Okay. They didn't even make it.
They didn't even make it up.
They didn't make it up.
Here's Princeton University. Princeton University, which was founded as a Christian entity, right? They are going berserk over simple advertisements to go watch My Alpha 21. That's all it is. An advertisement, come watch this movie about black genocide, and they are roasting this poor girl up there who led this campaign. They're roasting her over a low flame over this.
Right.
And I know you wrote a letter on her behalf.
I wrote a letter on her behalf suggesting that it is information, it's historical, and it needs to be represented. What better place than in an academic environment where they consider these issues from a historical point of view? And
especially a university that was supposedly, at one point, a Christian entity. It's not anymore. I mean, this is the same place that's got Peter Singer.
They debate everything else on college campuses. Right. I mean, the most vile, disgusting things you can think of, and they do it in the name of academia, and yet they won't offer a historical piece that presents the truth.
And they're pulling out they're using the race card on this issue, that this is racist, it's offensive to black people. Well, what's offensive to black people is us being targeted by these eugenicists who are perpetrating a genocidal plot. Right. And that's what's more offensive. And I think Mark, Troy, you're right. We need to have more outrage on the part of the Christian community, and we need to be engaged, but we're not.
And, you know, one of the things that the Christian community needs to understand, if you're not going to get in the streets over this stuff, then just accept you're going to be ruled by this other class of people. Just accept that. Go on about your business. Quit whining about it. This is the future if you don't get in the streets over these things like these people are. And make sure people understand we're not going to tolerate being pushed around like this. And if you can have this billboard in New York City with these three teenagers half naked, writhing around on a billboard in nothing but jeans, but right down the street you can't have this other billboard? It looks like to me you've already set the bar pretty low with the first billboard, right?
Nobody's raising a stink about the other one, or saying, or are our people saying it? You've got that one over there. We want this one over here. Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing that.
It's still up.
There's still a lot of buzz about ours being up, and so the conversation is directed in that. We need to be on the offense. We need to have rapid responses and know how to respond to these things, and I think that's a good point. I didn't know that billboard was up, number one, but I do know that there are offensive billboards that are up that are sexually suggestive and
Sometimes
represent
not just suggestive, sometimes just
and represent
blatant.
alternative lifestyles and those kind of thing, and nobody says anything. So it's time for us to be aggressive about going on the offense.
Michigan, Flint area Right to Life wanted to put up these billboards. And all it says is an actual quote. Picture of Margaret Sanger with a quote: "We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." Right. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood. That's all it says. That's the entire billboard. They won't let them put it up.
Well, of course not. Planned Parenthood doesn't want anybody to know that that's their founder, or that's what she said, or that's what their goal was. But you ought to make an action card out of that.
It's
I'd like to hand that out a lot.
What needs to happen are the billboard companies that are owned by Christians to be bold enough to stand up and let those signs go up.
Right. You just take the heat.
Or we can get our trucks, and we'll just put what we want on our trucks and drive them where we want.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's right. Well, Troy, everybody can't afford those trucks. But, I've thought, why not have trailers that you could pull behind the car?
Got trailers, too. I've got 2 trailers that are doing nothing right now. And if anybody wants to use them, they can contact me, and we can put them on the road and use this sort of message.